Now, I'm going to do something a little different with this particular video on the Prospect Hub. We're going to talk about the Rule 5 draft. And I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of different players and a whole bunch, all the teams here in this video. Try to do something different. But the Mets are in this group. And hopefully you like this video and subscribe. This is also a Mets video. So it's primarily, Mets fans that care about the Mets and their farm system. But this is important because on Tuesday at 6 p.m., the 40-man rosters have to be set in that players that are eligible to be put on the 40-man roster have to get picked up or they don't get a contract onto the 40-man. It's from MLB.com. Headline, 40-man deadline. Which prospects are getting roster spots? The clock is ticking. All 30 Major League teams have decisions to make ahead of Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time deadline to set 40-man rosters. Eligible players who are not added to their respective organizations' roster by then can be selected by another organization in the Rule 5 draft, which is set for Wednesday, December 6th in Nashville. A lot of stuff's is going to happen during the winter meetings. Not only are we going to have the Rule 5 draft, but we're also going to have the draft lottery. And that is important for us as Met fans, because right now the Mets have the 7th worst record in baseball. If they are able to get in the top 6, they will not get bumped down in the draft, and they will get a top 6 prospect. If they finish between 7 and 10th in the draft, they will get bumped down 2 spots, so it will either be 17th or 20th. So this is a very important winter meetings for the Mets in terms of the farm system. So hit that subscribe button if you want to know what's going to happen here, because I will cover the draft. I will cover the draft that's going to happen in, next year in July, in a couple of weeks when we get to the winter meetings. Players first signed at age 18 or older must be added to 40-man rosters within 5 seasons to become eligible to be drafted by other organizations through the Rule 5 process. Players signed at 19 years or older had to be protected within 4 seasons. Clubs pay $100,000 to select the player in the Major League phase for the Rule 5 draft. If that player doesn't stay on the 26-man roster for the full season, he must be offered back to their former club for $500,000. For this year, that means an international high school draft pick signed in 2019 had to be protected. A college player taken in 2020 was in the same position. There are 6 players on MLB Pipeline's top 100 prospect list who need to be protected to become exposed to the Rule 5 draft. Okay, I'm going to read them, and then I'll go through the teams. Number 21 from the Rockies, Adel Amador, shortstop, second baseman. Number 32, catcher from the Brewers, Jefferson Quaro. Number 48, outfielder from the Twins, Emmanuel Rodriguez. Number 49, an outfielder from the Rockies, Yanquiel Fernandez. Number 65, right-handed pitcher from the Dodgers, Nick Frasso. Number 80, right-handed pitcher from the Guardians, Daniel Espino. Okay, it would be surprising if any of these prospects did not end up on a 40-man roster by the deadline. Over the past 8 years, all 88 top 100 prospects who were eligible got roster spots. I'm not going to go through that. Here's a list of 30 teams' top 30 prospects who need to be protected to avoid being exposed to the Rule 5 draft. I'm just going to read you the names. I'm not going to read you where they are, but these are top 30 prospects on each team. The Arizona Diamondbacks, Christian Robinson, Christian Serta, J.J. D'Orazio, Wiltred Martino, Blake Walton, Tristan English. From the Atlanta Braves, Luis de Avila, Jesse Franklin, V. Geraldo Quintero, Tyler Owens. From the Baltimore Orioles, Hudson Haskin. From the Boston Red Sox, Wickelman Gonzalez, Luis Perales, Angel Bastardo, Shane Drohan, Edison Polino, Alan Castro. From the Chicago Cubs, Michael Arias, Porter Hodge, Pablo Aliendo, Cole Franklin. From the Chicago White Sox, Jake Eder, Christian Mina, Wilfred Veras, Matthew Thompson. From the Cincinnati Reds, Rhys Hines. From the Cleveland Guardians, Daniel Espino, Tanner Burns, Jonathan Rodriguez, Dayan Frias. From the Colorado Rockies, Adel Amador, Yankel Fernandez, Aaron Schunk, Juan Guerrero. From the Detroit Tigers, Wilmer Flores, Dylan Dillinger, Roberto Campos, Keita Montero. From the Houston Astros, Colin Barber, Kennedy Corona, Justin Durden, Miguel Palma, Zach Daniels, Shea Whitcomb, Jaime Mendez, Misiel Tamarez. From the Kansas City Royals, Tyler Gentry, Will Klein, Devin Mann, Luwinda Avila. From the LA Angels, Jack Kachanovitz, Adrian Plasicicia, Jadiel Sanchez. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Nick Frasso, Landon Knack, Jose Ramos, Yanier Fernandez, Hunter Fiducia. From the Miami Marlins, Victor Mesa Jr., Nasim Nunez, Javier Sonoja, Troy Johnston, Anthony Maldonado, Evan Fitterer, Will Banfield, Ian Lewis. From the Milwaukee Brewers, Jefferson Quaro, Bradley Blaylock, Freddie Zamora. From the Minnesota Twins, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Jose Salas, Austin Martin, Ricardo Olivar, Alejandro Hidalgo, Junior Severino. Now, we're going to talk about the Mets here, okay? So I'm going to give you a little more detail on them because obviously this is a Mets channel. You want to know about it. They have 5 players that need to be protected or they'll lose them. First name up is outfielder Alex Ramirez. He's the Mets' number 11th best prospect, according to MLB.com. He's taken a bit of a step back as a prospect. I don't believe that he will be unprotected. I'd be surprised if he was, to be honest with you. At number 15, right-handed pitcher Justin Jarvis, who they picked up in the Marcana trade. I'll give you a little comment on him. He was with the Brewers, obviously. So there might be a sort of a connection with him and David Stearns. David Stearns drafted him with the Brewers. So he could be a guy that could be safe. Left-handed pitcher Luis R. Rodriguez, number 21 overall on the Mets prospect list. I believe he's coming off of Tommy John surgery. So we'll see what his situation is. Jeremiah Jackson, infielder, outfielder, who the Mets got for Dominic Leone from the Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels, excuse me. Number 22 overall. He's an infield outfielder. He was drafted by Billy Epler, the Mets' former general manager. I don't know what the situation is with him. He did play really well when the Mets played him in Binghamton. He has power. He can play multiple positions. I don't know how David Stearns looks at him. He might be in trouble. But he might be one of these players that gets picked up by a team. Could get picked up by the A's. Because it goes in reverse order. The worst teams had to pick of these Rule 5 players. So if there's one player that could get picked up by the Mets, he could be the guy. That's the guy I circle. Ramirez I don't, because Ramirez is 20 years old. I think the Mets are going to wait on him a little bit longer. And they don't have a lot of outfield help in terms of their prospects. The next name is Coleman Crowe, who they picked up from Anaheim for Eduardo Escobar. He's number 29 Mets best prospect. I don't believe the Mets will protect him because he had to get Tommy John surgery. Very unfortunate situation with the Mets. He had to get TJ surgery. So he's probably going to get unprotected. But the guy to watch for is Jeremiah Jackson. The New York Yankees, Clayton Beeter, Jarrett Cerner, Augustin Ramirez, Matt Sauer, Edgar Barkley, Elijah Dunham. From the Oakland A's, Darryl Harnias, JT Ginn, Logan Davis, Max Schumann, Royber Salinas, Brian Buevas, Brady Basso, Tyler Baum. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Carlos De La Cruz, Samuel Algareri. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Braxton Ashcraft, Dario Lopez, Zhongxi Sheng, Matt Gorski, Malcolm Nunez, Jace Bowen, Emmanuel Terrero. From the San Diego Padres, Jairo Ararate, Brandon Valenzuela, Noelian Cedeno, Terso Ornelas. From the San Francisco Giants, Grant McRae, Iverson Ortega, Jararo Pomares, Trevor McDonald, O'Neill Perez, Adrian Suguste, Eric Miller. From the Seattle Mariners, Albert Rodriguez, Taylor Dollard, Axel Sanchez, Zach Dolach, Blake Hunt, Luis Suzbel. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Sam Robertsi, Ian Bettle, Adam Klopfenstein, Pedro Pageas. From the Tampa Bay Rays, Willie Vasquez, Cole Wilcox, Ian Seymour, Humberto Hernandez, Cameron Misner, Yoniel Curret, Austin Shenton. From the Texas Rangers, Justin Fosk, Mark Church, Jose Corniel, Antoine Kelly, Winston Santos. From the Toronto Blue Jays, Dahinel Santos, Alex De Jesus, Adam Mako, Adrian Pinto, Gabriel Martinez, Dasan Brown. Finally, from the Washington Nationals, Kevin Made, DJ Hertz, Cole Henry, Rosamar Quintana, Andre Lara, Mitchell Parker, and Zachary Bisgate. So these are all these are the players that are on the bubble for the 40-man roster for each of these teams. But if you're New York Met, the player to watch that could get selected in the Rule 5 draft and needs to be protected by Tuesday, November 14th, is Jeremiah Jackson. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get picked up. But the other players, I don't think anyone's going to pick them up. But let me know, of course. Let me know what you think about this video. This is a primary Mets prospect video, but I want to do something a little different here. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you later.